Welcome, John, to the Green Insights podcast brought to you by the African Center for Green Economy. It's a pleasure having you here, and thank you for accepting the invitation to chat to us. John, this is really going to be a very informal chat, and I think that I've known you for a very long time, but I would like just take the opportunity to introduce yourself, who you are, what you're doing, and so on, John.
Sure. Well, first, thanks, Mal, for having me on it. It's an honor to be able to talk to you on your podcast. As a way of introduction, my name's Dr. John Fay. We, of course, know each other from doing our PhDs down at University of Cape Town. I'm an American by citizenship, but have been living in Southern Africa for the last 15 years. So had partly doing a PhD and partly working all across initially in the international development space, focused on companies working in USAID projects, World Bank, and the like. And then after coming out of the PhD, decided to enter the social entrepreneur space and set up the company Vitalite Zambia, which is now operating in 3 countries.
So
Zambia,
let
of
me just
course.
interject there. Maybe you should tell us how did you actually end up, leaving beautiful Cape Town and going to, live in Lusaka, you know?
Yeah, I had some prior to moving to Cape Town, I had been working in Zambia for a few years,
Mm,
originally through a natural resources sustainable management grant from USAID with Cornell University, where I did my MBA. So
mm.
I kind of developed quite a strong affinity for Zambia. I really love it in Zambia, and the work has always been very meaningful, and it's just a great place to live. So my wife and I moved to Lusaka when we finished our PhDs down in University of Cape Town.
Cool. John, the aim of this podcast really is around energy access. We know that there's a very strong correlation between poverty and lack of energy access. There's an assumption, and that if you grant people energy access, their material well-being is going to improve. And there's no better person to chat to than you, having been in the front line in terms of setting up a Vitalite and so. So just walk us through your experience. First of all, what is the situation in Zambia in terms of energy access? What is the proportion of the population that is on the grid, and what was the kind of problem you were propped to solve when you find yourself in Zambia?
Yeah, so the energy access situation is quite dire in Zambia. The Before, I guess, the influx of companies like Vitalite, there was 96% of the rural population is off grid. So that represents approximately 10 million people. So there's a bit higher energy access in the urban areas, but we originally started in the clean cooking space, focused in the urban low income areas that we call compounds here in Zambia. And then we moved into the pay-as-you-go solar space, which is primarily focused on the rural areas. So we cover both the urban areas with modern cooking solutions and the rural areas with primarily solar solutions, residential as well as increasingly productive use.
Okay.